And we're live. Today we're going to talk about this new series, Bourbon and Bricks. Bourbon and Bricks is a series where I'm going to build something, tear something apart, rebuild something. Not sure what's going to happen yet. Today I'm going to build something. I also have a couple of invites out there, so never know who's going to pop by. So today we're going to build this, which is series or item number 76007, the Malibu Mansion Iron Man attack. I'm going to talk a little bit about what this channel is, or what this episode, what this episode series is. So I decided the other day, as I was sitting, that I needed to do a series so that there's some consistency to my channel. And in that process, I wanted to meld two of the things that I like, that I enjoy doing. One of which is drinking bourbon, Scotch, whiskey, craft beers, or trying new ones, and the other is Lego. Obviously, it's a Lego channel. So this series is geared more towards A-falls. So nothing against T-falls or K-falls or anybody else in Lego, but it's kind of something I want to do that's specifically geared towards A-falls. A couple of the ones that the manufacturers that I'm going to talk about are the one who makes Basil Hayden, Peerless, which is one that a distillery that I've actually been to, MB Roland, which is also another distillery that I've actually been to, Four Roses, John Emerald. I've got a bunch of various different scotches. I'm going to talk about my trip to Scotland and what I learned there, as well as some various craft beers and some of the breweries that I've been to that are craft beer breweries, such as, let's see, Creature Comforts comes to mind. NOLA in New Orleans comes to mind. Terrapin. They won't all be ones that I've gone to, but Sierra Nevada, which is considered craft, but they're pretty mainstream. What's another one? New Belgium. But we'll talk about all of those and kind of just discuss some different things, what I like, what I didn't like, why I think you should go or not go to those particular breweries or distilleries. Mostly it's going to be why you should go. And the other thing we're going to do is actually do a little bit of drinking, tasting, so on and so forth. Not in this episode because I'm filming this at about 9 a.m. my time, so in the morning, and I have some responsibilities, so we're not going to start drinking right now. Besides that, it's just not good. So that's pretty much what this channel's about, or this series is about, I should say, not the channel. That's what this series is about. Definitely, if you have some questions or comments or thoughts on this series, please place them below so that I can use it to improve the series and make my channel a little bit better for you viewers. So, here's the Manchurian. Today is going to just be mostly about the Lego, or I should say this episode is going to be mostly about the Lego. I call him the Extremist Soldier. All right. I guess we could start with Peerless because I can tell you a little bit about Peerless. Peerless is a distillery in Louisville, Kentucky, where bourbon is made. And they have been doing it for a while. One of the oldest distilleries with one of the original distillery government numbers. Their number is something like AU50 something or other, which means they're the 50th distillery. They reopened about 4 or 5 years ago. The great grandson, I believe, of the gentleman who started the distillery was able to reopen it with the same license number, and so that is one of their claims to fame, is that they have one of the oldest license numbers around, and older than even Evan Williams, which Evan Williams makes a lot of the different brands of bourbon that you can buy in your local store, in your local package store. But I was up there a couple years back. It was shortly after they had opened to the public. I think they'd only been open for tours maybe a month when I went up there, and I ended up with a private tour because of how early I was to see their facility. And the gentleman that took me around, he did a fantastic job. You got to see everything that they did from start to finish, so to speak, up to putting it in the barrels and see the barrel room. In episode 2, we'll talk a little bit more about it, and I will pull up some pictures. But yeah, it was a great experience. They did not have any bourbon when I went there initially. It was, in fact, about 2 years to being ready. So last year, my wife had to go up there to get for a work thing. Had to go up to Louisville, and I asked her to see if she could bring me some of this back because they had released it, and I really wanted to try their product. I was able to try their Shine, which is basically what bourbon is before it gets put into the barrels to age. And she was able to bring me some back. I was expecting her to bring me 1 bottle, but she actually brought me 2. Both were signed by the distiller, the maker, and that to me was pretty cool. It was not something I expected her to be able to do, and or even asked for her to do. And she brought those back. I was pretty delighted. So I will show you those bottles next time. kind of show you how they number them. And look at that. So if there's a specific distiller, craft beer, any one of those that you'd like me to discuss or talk about, or you want to come on the show and talk about them, go ahead and private message me, and we will figure out when we can do that. And I'll let you talk about your favorite, or I can talk about it if you're not comfortable doing a stream about it. And we'll go from there. All right. So this is what this series is going to be about, and now you have an idea. If this is something you're interested in, or something you like, or something you want to see, put it down in the comments. Like I said, this is the pilot episode, so for me, this is my chance to get my viewers' opinions on what they want to see out of it. I told you kind of my idea for the series, and I want to thank you for watching.